All right, good morning. Thanks for joining in to Jonathan and Julie D in the morning. Good morning, Julie.
Grand Rising, Jonathan. How are you?
Good. How's everything going?
Excellent. We're finally starting to see a little sun after this morning's nastiness in the Midwest.
Oh, great. Sorry about that. I got to find out why you're not up on the screen with me.
I don't know. I was there just a moment ago, I thought.
Oh, hold on one second. Let's see if we
Sure.
can enlarge this somehow.
Now, I have heard that there's a lot of connectivity issues happening around the country the last couple of days. So
Yeah,
we'll have to keep an eye out for that as well.
let's see if we can do. Give me one second. I'm going to see if I can't enlarge this without taking me out. And that took me out.
Whoops.
Well, there you are for the world.
Well, here I am. Where'd you go? Doggone it.
Okay. Well, evidently we've got an issue with the screen. Hold on one second. I'm not sure what's going on, Julie. Darn it.
That's all right.
Okay. Anyways, we've got the Democrat Party. They're falling apart this morning. Just like Hakeem Jeffries. A lot of things coming out about um, the Democrat House Speaker. He has,
He's
boy,
a nasty, nasty man. He's
oh
very
yeah.
bad.
But,
And they're starting to reveal what his nefarious activities have been in tie with Mr. Epstein. So
oh
I'm
yeah.
like, wow, here we
Yeah, well,
go.
there he is making deals with Jeffrey Epstein after he was charged, um, and receiving large amounts of money from him. You know,
Mm-hmm.
Julie, I've gotten my opinion on this matter about Donald Trump. I think Donald Trump allowed this to carry on, so he could expose these Democrats, get them to just keep blasting them and coming out saying things, so he could turn around and go, well, guess what? Y'all didn't think I was going to release the files. That's why you're all blasting the hell out of me. Well,
Mm-hmm.
guess what? Now, surprise. Here it is,
Surprise.
folks.
Yep.
Here it
Yep.
is, folks. And you know what? I think I'm going to try to see if I can't share that with you guys here this morning.
Yeah, do.
I thought I had it up here on my screen to share.
And with your analysis of Mr. Trump allowing this to happen with the Democratic Party, I would say you're absolutely right. We can't tell people what's been going on. We have to show them.
Yeah.
And I think the Democratic Party did a really good job of showing their asses on this whole shutdown. And so, yeah, let's see what y'all got now. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
give people enough rope, they'll hang themselves, you know?
Well, you know, right here's the live trial. I'm going to play a little bit of it.
Okay.
Oh, got to unmute it.
Let me just read a couple things actually before you answer that. 2 years ago, we had Mr. Brennan in for an interview, and I asked him, how'd you learn about the dossier in December of 2016? Mr. Brennan replied, I received a copy of it from the FBI, and the CIA was very much opposed to having any reference or inclusion of the Steele dossier in the intelligence community assessment. That's what John Brennan told the United States Congress. 7 weeks ago, the Director of National Intelligence told us this. John Brennan lied and denied using the dossier in the intelligence community assessment because he knew it was discredited. CIA officer told the House Intelligence Committee Brennan refused to remove it, and when confronted with the dossier's main flaws, he responded, yes, but doesn't it ring true? John Brennan lied to us?
Mr. Chairman, I won't stylize the evidence. What I will say is that The intelligence community assessment, those that created it, and any individual involved with it, is an ongoing investigation.
There's an investigation into what took place in December and January of December 2016, January 2017, when this whole thing started, this grand conspiracy. That is being investigated. Is that right?
That has been publicly announced by the department.
That's been announced by the department. Did Chris Wray hide?
So a lot of what they keep talking about in these hearings right here. I mean, they're exposing everything. They're exposing Hakeem, Jeffries. They're exposing the John Brennan. They've got everybody laid out in a line, Julie. That
Yeah.
they're nailing them in these hearings right now, left and right. That's been going on. This is from 13 days ago, by the way. This was started, and what better time for all this stuff to come out for the American people to see it? Right in the middle of Donald Trump going ahead and releasing the files, getting it out there to the American people.
Right.
And you know what? There's still some things that there's a Democratic judge that is actually saying no to some of these files being released. And I think that's going to get appealed real quick because now they do want them all out. And they do. And I hope they do get them all out to the American people. I think we all deserve to see the truth. I think the Democrats out there that were trusting in their party are going to be going, "Oh my God."
Yeah. Well, and the other thing that has come up too, the Clintons have been asked to reply. They've been asked to come forward and testify and give their version of whatever they're going to be questioned about. And they are outright refusing to appear. What does that look like? Yeah. Woo-wee!
Not to mention several of the Democrats already pled the Fifth. They took the Fifth Amendment.
Right.
And said, no comment.
Right.
So, it's coming out, and they're as far as I'm concerned, they're smoke goose. That's what they're turning into.
Yeah. Well,
and it's coming out big time. And you know what? It's all I gotta say is it's a long time coming.
Yes.
I got in a fight with a Democrat online the other day, and it's real funny. He kept going, "And how can you deny about what Donald Trump was a part of this even before the election?" I said, "Are you really dumber than a box of rocks?" I said, once you wake up and smell the coffee, it's starting to burn. I said, "You know what? You Democrats had 4 years to get this exposed out to the American people, especially before Donald Trump ran.
Right.
And when you knew he was running, if everything that you guys keep saying about Donald Trump was true,
and it hasn't been.
Why didn't you use that against Donald Trump before the election?
Yep.
To stop him from getting elected?" I said, None of you did it because you all knew this was nothing but a pony show. It's a big freaking hoax.
Yes.
And it's coming out.
Yep.
And even the judges say there's nothing in the transcripts on Donald Trump. This is coming from judges.
Yeah.
They're saying there's not a thing in there about Donald Trump.
There's not a thing negative. The one thing that is in there has to do with him offering to support the investigations when he was being asked about Jeffrey Epstein and the things that were going on at the Mar-a-Lago club when Epstein got kicked out. Once Trump heard that this guy was doing some things with 14-year-old girls, he was like, "I'm out. You're gone." Yeah. And so, people, they don't report that on mainstream media, right?
No.
So there's a lot of things that went on that, yes, Trump has pictures with Epstein, but just remember, folks, you keep your friends close and your enemies closer. So
amen to that.
He's been doing it,
Well, last night I had Mike Grant, Guns Unlimited. He's a federal firearms instructor. He's down in California. He went out to a protest they were doing against a new ICE agency going in where he's at. I think I'll share that with everybody.
Okay.
For the ones that didn't get to see it. Let me go into my Facebook and I'll pull it up for you guys.
All right.
But anyways, Mike had me broadcast this through my studio to get it out there to a lot of people.
Great.
And
I caught a few minutes of it. He was talking about, well, why are you guys still here? I thought it was time to go home and go to bed, senior citizens.
Yeah, so here, oh yeah, that was pretty good.
That was good.
Okay, I think I got it here for everybody. Yeah, this is just a bunch of crap what they keep pulling.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, they're the clowns right there. Yep, you've got that right. That's what you get right there.
Let's see if I can enlarge the screen.
That's an example of the clown. But anyhow, they're signing all these people up trying to make a big difference. They're not making any difference at all. This is to keep all the illegals. They don't want ICE in town, so they're spending all their time out here. They have no idea what's going to happen next. So they brought all their cameras out here, all their people. And
now, what he's talking about, where he says they have no idea what's going to happen next, he's talking about where they're going to be hiring.
they have no idea.
Where he's talking about where they're going to be hiring all the contractors to be out there helping ICE find these illegals, so
Right.
they can take them in now.
Right.
Bounty hunters is
Bounty hunters. Yep.
what they're calling them. But it's funnier than hell, just the way he was going around telling everybody, you got a nice surprise coming.
About the illegals and all that stuff around. So keep families together, all this different stuff that they talk about. This is what goes on here. We got the women's prison here in Dublin.
Yeah, this
Dublin
is in
City-
Dublin, California.
City Center here tonight.
This is live
And
from
they come
Dublin,
out
California.
and they don't want the
folks.
prison to open. They just don't realize that ICE is looking for people to gather up these illegals to help them, the civilians. So it's just a matter of time till we can start a big run here on this stuff. So it never seems to amaze me how they think that they're helping the country when they're not.
Amen.
So we'll just watch it here for a little bit. I'll be quiet here and just listen to the interaction of these people. They don't like it. They call it a vigil tonight. I don't know what a vigil is to them. Looks like a protest to me. Remember, Dublin, California, this is what you get right here. Exactly what you get.
They got pretty signs. Very uniform.
Yep.
Yep, you can hear them. Just like sheep.
Sheep they are.
This is what you get. Look at it. It looks like an AARP convention here. I'm surprised they're out. They do let them out of the rest homes here tonight. They're pretty old. These people are pretty old. I figured they'd have them in the rest homes. Wouldn't you think they'd be in the rest homes this time of night? I guess he doesn't want to answer. This is one of the security guys. I mean, if that's security to me, that's a joke. No guns, no nothing, no security.
He might be the rest home security, Mike.
How are you doing tonight? That's good. Glad to hear it.
He was being pretty mild last night. Normally he'll go around going, it's nappy nap time.
Well, even though they don't understand, the city of Dublin doesn't have anything to do with the prison at all. Zero to do with the prison. But they think they do. The city of Dublin has no authority over the prison. So ICE is going to come into Dublin probably in the next 2 months. The bounty hunters are going to be in Dublin looking for them, looking for illegals. It's just a matter of time. We get the bounty hunters looking for the illegals.
We got her to turn her head around.
Yeah, I bet. That's why he said it louder.
Hey, Shirley, come on over here and stand with me. Oh, there's a familiar face right there. That's one of the security guards. He spends all his time following people around. Doesn't do any good.
Yeah,
The city of Dublin has nothing
Mike
to do with the
down
prison. It's federal. They don't know that, obviously. It's like an AARP convention tonight, actually. My God. They must have let them out of the rest homes tonight. Unbelievable. I don't know. Pretty old. Have to figure it out. All the rest home people.
So they're protesting ICE.
Last thing they had was that
setting
No
up a new
Kings, and a whole bunch of them got lost at Burger King.
Yeah,
They
they
couldn't
are.
find their way home.
So anyways, it gets kind of funny throughout that, but well, that's enough of that. But Mike was out there in Dublin, California last night. They're protesting the ICE facility going in, and wait until they find out about the bounty hunters coming in as well. These
Right.
guys, you know, they're driving around trying to block ICE, trying to blow their whistles, warning people when ICE is there. Doing the raids.
Mm-hmm.
Good luck with the bounty hunters, because these guys are going to be not marked cars or anything else. They're just going to be out there looking for these people, finding them, and waiting there as they call them on in.
Right.
And so I'm looking forward to.
And the thing is that if the cities had complied with handing over, when they received illegal aliens within their communities that have committed crimes, if they would work with ICE, we wouldn't have these issues. I don't think
Right.
people comprehend what the true root is for what they're protesting. They're protesting the communication between the sheriff and the police entities and the federal entities for picking up these illegal aliens. And hello, we need to communicate. That's the whole purpose of all of this, is that we've got to be able to communicate. All these agencies need to talk to one another so they can work together and get these people off the streets.
Well, while you're talking, Julie, I'm going to find the thing on Jeffries that I was wanting to share.
Okay.
Let's see. I think I might have it coming right up here. Let's see. I wanted to play this, what came out. Doggone it. It's funny. I had it in the studio ready to go, and for whatever reasons, it's not in there. So
I think we're still getting played with a little bit in the back end here. Sometimes they don't want us to show this important information.
and actually, I think I might possibly have the right one. Now, here's one of them. Let me see. Literally bound to be text. Oh, here we go. Okay, so we're going to share these. I got to figure out which one I want to do first. Oh, hell, let's just do them all. I think this is the one here I want to talk about. There we go.
Year extension.
Peter Jeffries. Why should Americans trust you and House Democrats on the Jeffrey Epstein files when one of your own, Congresswoman Plaskett, was found to be texting with Jeffrey Epstein during a hearing, getting information from him, using that in her questioning during a congressional hearing, and at one point he tells her, "Good job."
This is a bipartisan effort to make sure that, consistent with what the survivors have requested, that there's full and complete transparency, and every single predator who may be in those Justice Department files doesn't escape accountability.
What the
Thank you, Mayor Jeffries.
F
New York
did
City
you just
Councilman
say,
Chi
you
Osei
piece of
filed
crap?
paperwork today.
Isn't he in the files?
Oh, he's massively in the files. Last I
Welcome
heard,
to
he
Texas
was
Border
trying to
Watch,
get
your eyes on the front
advice
line for
from
all
him.
things border
Hold on one
security,
second.
immigration, and local policy. I'm Jordan Elder. A big announcement this week is that 230 miles of smart wall is coming to the southern border, and more than half of that is coming right here to Texas. You might be thinking, smart.
Anyways, there's a bunch of stuff coming out on Mr. Jeffries that is just going to hurt him to no end.
Mm-hmm.
But what they didn't say right there is the part that he was financially gaining from this man after this man was charged.
Yep.
And there he's a big part of it as well. Um,
Yes.
and this, last I knew, he's head of the Democrat Party now. He's a new Nancy Pelosi, you know. um, but all the truth is coming out on everything.
Yes.
And again, Julie, I think these people weren't expecting this.
Mm-hmm.
I think in their minds they thought, well, Donald Trump will never release this because there's other names probably in there or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And Donald Trump finally just said, you know what? Guess what? Gotcha.
Yep.
Release everything.
Yep. Yep.
And I mean, you look at all the slandering they've done to our president, all the Russia hoax, and then now the Epstein hoax on top of the Russia hoax. I
Right.
mean, I want to start seeing people jailed. That's what I want to see.
Yes. Yes.
I mean,
And hopefully with those indictments, with those sealed indictments, excuse me, that Kash Patel has been talking about, those indictments can pick up to 99 people each indictment. And
Right.
so they're in the process of getting those rolled out right now. And I believe that might also be one of the reasons they're going to need the bounty hunters is to help in getting those indictments, at least identified of where they need to be given. So getting people
This
picked
one
up.
came out 10 minutes. This one here came out 10 minutes ago, Julie.
Okay, let's see what we got.
I think that's the one I wanted to share. Well, are you going to play or not?
There were protests in Charlotte and Raleigh as well as other cities across the U.S. Homeland Security reporting 215 arrests in Charlotte since that Operation Charlotte's Web began Monday.
Supporters are Tom Homan yesterday talked about the impact of anti-ICE protests. Listen.
What did they achieve? I'll tell you what they achieved. Every time they do this, they achieve more officers are sent to do these operations, more arrests are made, and we flood the zone with more officers. The results of all this foolishness, more arrests, more safety on the street, more ICE officers, they're not going to stop us from doing this.
And Homeland Security on the verge now of ramping up immigration enforcement operations. Reportedly, they're going to target Louisiana and Mississippi. DHS is also looking to ramp up its presence right here in New York City. Let's bring in senior correspondent Johnathon. He's got all the details on what to expect. Hi, Jonathan.
Yeah, good morning to you, Jillian and Griff. So far, federal immigration enforcement agents have arrested at least 215 people. Those numbers expected to continue to increase as Operation Charlotte's Web continues. The operation has been meeting with angry protests, and while most of the demonstrations have remained peaceful, 2 people were arrested for allegedly using their vehicles to ram law enforcement.
Yeah.
The Department of Homeland Security reports this is part of a disturbing trend. So far this year, there have been nearly 100 vehicular attacks against ICE agents or Customs and Border Protection officials nationwide. That's more than double the number of such attacks during the same period last year. But many protesters insist it is the heavily armed, masked agents who are stoking fear, and that some U.S. citizens are getting caught up in the immigration crackdown.
When we got here, he was on the ground, and they had their rifles pointed at him, and he was just screaming for help. And he's a citizen, and he's just trying to volunteer for our communities and for our friends.
Federal
Well,
agents
don't
also
get in the
visited
way,
the
you
Raleigh
dumbass.
area. Cell phone video shows Customs and Border
Yeah.
Protection officers arresting several people at a construction site in the nearby town of Cary.
Well, you know, you got to love how these guys always play the victim, and that's something they're good at doing. They
Oh,
just
they're
try to play
so
victim.
good at it. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
and you know, the truth is, these people out doing this are being encouraged to do it by the politicians, the Democrat politicians, the mayors, the governors of these liberal cities. And as far as I'm concerned, not only do these people need to be arrested, so do these city mayors and these judges and everybody that's involved in this corruptness that they're allowing to go on. Because these judges are doing, you know, when these guys are arrested like that, they are taken in and, and they're just released.
Released, yes. Catch and release. Yep. You know, something I heard the other day on the news too was that it's been requested that all states report their numbers. We're going to talk about SNAP for just a minute, the food stamps benefits. Those numbers were to be reported into at the national level so that they could determine and take a look. Are people who are dead receiving benefits? Are people who don't, deserve to be receiving it? Are illegals? So it turns out that of all of the states that everyone was required to give their numbers, and it was the Democratic cities and states that are refusing to share information once again with at the federal level in order to do what needs to be done and get everything realigned for who's supposed to be receiving their benefits properly. And so I just find it very interesting. Again, you guys heard me yesterday. I used to be one of them. But again, I went and did my research and I found that the history that they told us about the Democratic Party was completely flipped. And they do the same thing today. What they are guilty of, they point to us and say that we are guilty of. And so it just blows my mind on how good they've gotten at flipping the switch and complete outright lying to our faces. And so, yeah, I'm going to call them everyday prostitutes. And same goes for you Democrats. And at this point, you're Democrats. If you're still siding with that crap, again, it was not the party. This is no longer the party of your parents or your grandparents. I mean, how many people are in the current administration that have flipped sides even? Tulsi Gabbard. Donald Trump himself at one point in time was also a Democrat, right? Yeah. So people need to do their research. And just because your parents were doesn't mean that you need to too, honey. Wake up, get educated.
Julie, while we're on that subject, I've had a lot of Democrats actually following me on Facebook. Mm-hmm. I've had probably 6 or 7 just over the last year turn around and tell me, Mr. Alexander, we were very much a Democrat until we started watching your reporting on the border. They said, we honestly didn't believe it. They said, but But then when you invited us down to the border, because I took them actually down to the border, they said, when you actually invited us down to the border like you did and took us on that tour, they said, we could not believe what we witnessed.
Yep.
They said it's exactly the opposite of what the fake news media is out here are
Yep.
sharing with the American people.
That's
They said
right.
we had no clue this was really happening.
Mm-hmm.
And when we heard you reporting, telling people about dead babies on the border road and you know children coming through the border wall smelling like semen, they said we didn't believe any of that. They
Yep.
thought we thought you were just exaggerating it and lying to people, and we honestly thought you were photoshopping your videos. And I said,
Wow.
"Excuse me?" I said, "How do you
Wow.
Photoshop? How do you Photoshop a live
That.
stream video?
Thank
If
you.
I mean, show me how to do that. I'd like to know."
Yeah. Right.
but
Right.
but either way, but once they were there with me and they actually got to witness it and see it, one of the women actually broke down in tears, and
Well, sure.
she goes, my God, she goes, why does the Democrats not see this? Why do they not know this? I said, because here's the problem that the Democrats have always had. I said, they'll drive down to the border road, right to the border wall, do a selfie and say, we were down here at the border. We didn't see anything. There's no problem around here. I said,
Mm-hmm.
they didn't take time to go up the border road, take the back roads over into the cartel country on American soil or
Mm-hmm.
any of that. All they
Yep.
wanted to do was go down, do a selfie and say, for recognition, yeah, I was here. And by the way, there is no problem at all. This border is clean. And,
Yeah.
of course they're going to the clean spot right where the checkpoint is.
The right, of course. Yeah. Yep.
I mean, how about going and seeing the actual real crisis and people? And we've invited people time after time after time, and I still invite people. So anybody out there watching the broadcast today, we've got a border trip planned here in a few weeks. You guys give me a call, 928-385-4738. And you know what? I don't care what side of the aisle you're on. If you guys really want to come down to the border and see what's still happening, and I'll
Mm-hmm.
express that. Um, the news channels wants you to believe our borders are 100% secure, which is not true,
Not
and it's
true.
not. Um,
Yep.
and we'll take you and we'll show you it's not true.
Yep.
Um, but then again, a lot of it, Julie, I don't even think Donald Trump knows about some of these areas as well.
He probably
Because
doesn't, unfortunately, while this current administration has been better, there's still a lot of holes that of communication in
yeah,
getting him to comprehend fully what is happening on the ground. And
yeah.
so I think what you do, Jonathan, is just fabulous in getting people to really understand and comprehend what has been really happening. It's the reality of the situation. And again, the press was designed to lie to us all the
Right.
way back to 2013. So, again, don't believe what you see on TV, even though we're on TV right now.
So
It's
anybody have
okay.
connections? Any of you have connections with Donald Trump out there? Reach out to him. Tell him, hey, look up Jonathan Alexander, Your News, Arizona, because I'm giving Mr. President Donald Trump an invite down to the border as well. You bring your security team, and
Yeah.
we'll take you over to the human trafficking camps over in Arivaca, Arizona, that are cartel controlled. We'll
Yeah.
take you in there. We'll give you a tour that I would like to see Tom Homan address as well.
Yeah.
And I keep talking about this no more death camp. I know my viewing audience has heard me say this many times, but this is a cartel owned, funded human trafficking camp where you have the Catholic Charities out of Yuma, Arizona, funding it, and the so-called um, what the charity people that bring in the Red Cross
Oh,
blankets, and
yeah.
everything in the book for these guys.
Hmm.
And this is a pit stop from the Tucson sector, Sassabee, Arizona. They hike the trails. They go right through the Chilton Ranch, which we've covered, and done the live footage of the cartel going through his ranch.
Yep. Yep.
And then they head from his ranch over into over to the No More Death Camp right there in Arivaca as they're on their way up to 3 Points, Arizona, with their drugs in their human trafficking and everything else. We've got it all tied together. We've investigated this. We've reported on this many times,
Yeah.
and so again, Mr. President, I hope someone gets this to you. Uh, Give me a call yourself, or have somebody from your department call me. Love to take you on a tour up there to Arivaca, Arizona, and show you the human trafficking camp. I'd love to see this shut down, because if we shut down their food and water supply, which is one of their major pit stops for food and water and everything else they get from this camp, if we shut that down, they've got a long hike without any supplies, over 50 miles worth of a hike.
Wow.
Not saying they couldn't do it, but I'm sure a lot of them would be pretty dehydrated.
Yes. Yeah,
but
absolutely.
but this is what we're trying to do. We're trying to put a stop to the human trafficking, where they're trafficking the children, and they're being sold all across America for sex, for labor, for anything they can get out of these children that they're trafficking as well. Not to mention the fentanyl they're bringing through as well. But we brought this up to Homeland Security many times. We would and we flat out said, why are you guys not shutting this place down? Why?
Right. Okay.
I
And
mean, no,
they
it's
haven't
there.
been able to give us an answer for this yet. So
No, they haven't even responded to that question.
okay.
And
Well,
I spoke with Sheriff Mark Lamb on this matter as well, just 4 or 5 days ago. Me and him talked about it. He's trying to make some more noises on it, because Mark Lamb will tell you as well that is a human trafficking camp. Um, so, and we do need to get this matter resolved.
absolutely.
Because if we shut that down, we're shutting down a major part of the heart of the cartel's trafficking route.
Yep. Right.
And it's going to hurt them bad. So, I know that's kind of lost subject from today, but
no. I mean, it all matters, and it's all tied together. So, Jonathan, walk me through. Let's just say I'm somebody that doesn't know jack squat about this thing you're saying human trafficking in the children. How is it that they are, where do they find the children? Where do they come from? And why are they bringing them over? I'd like to know those answers.
Yeah. I should see if I can pull up my video from where I was flown out to Boise, and I spoke to at the Capitol there in Boise, Idaho.
Oh, yeah.
Lieutenant Governor Janice McGee and had me come out there and speak to him. So what? Actually, I think I can pull it up here for you guys in a second.
Okay.
But what they're doing is, these children over in Mexico, the families, what they end up doing, they'll go in and they'll tell the family, guess what? We're taking your child, and your children are coming with us. If the families refuse to give up the children to the cartel, a lot of times what will happen, folks, and this is no joke, they'll actually decapitate the mother or the father and say who's next. Or time to time, they'll actually decapitate one of the children. And then they'll tell the family who's next.
Yeah.
Well, as a parent, you don't want to see your whole family decapitated or anything else. So usually the family will surrender to the cartel and give up their children. And this is what happens. And 90%, and we've covered this multiple times, 90% of the children that you folks have ever seen come through that border, when I've been down there reporting, most of those children were not those so-called parents' children. These children were being human trafficked. Those were the handlers working with the cartel.
Right. They're not their parents that brought them down. They're the handlers. Yep.
And again, Border Patrol would know a lot of these handlers by first name. That's how many times they kept coming through, time after time after time, with different groups of children. And Border Patrol, then keep in mind though, this was under the Biden administration, not under Donald Trump's watch.
Okay.
But Border Patrol damn well knew that these women didn't have 100 children.
Right.
Because that's how many times they kept seeing them come through with 4 or 5 more kids or whatever each time. So what they do is they come through, they take them over to the processing center because that's what they were ordered to do by the Biden administration. They'd be processed, shipped off to whatever city they said they were going to, Chicago, New York, Boise, Idaho, wherever in the hell. Then they were given cash cards as well, the whole 9 yards.
So that's
Who
where
do you
the
think?
EBT comes in. Is that where the
Well,
SNAP card came in?
yeah, but who do you think benefited from this, Julie?
Well, just the cartel.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So all this money that was going to these families, so-called families, supposedly to put them in housing and blah blah blah, the cartel ends up with that money. They end up with the cash cards. So basically, what our federal government was doing for 4 years was just funding the cartel.
Whoa.
Damn right. So you know what? Let me see if I can pull up for you folks real quick that my thing I did in Boise, Idaho.
Well, then what you just shared makes sense as to another citizen journalist I watch is David Nino Rodriguez. And he's talked about being down there in Texas and on the border and getting stuck in a back room somewhere where they had these heads of people in the back room where they just took care of them right then and there. So this is, wow. That's how they do it, huh?
That's how they do
it. That would definitely make somebody change their mind. Wow.
And actually, I think I might have it here coming up. My God. Surprised Facebook didn't delete it.
Well, good.
Well, they've actually deleted a lot of my videos.
I don't doubt that. I'm surprised you're still up, quite honestly.
You know, and here we go. Let's see. But yeah, Julie, this happens each and every day. And it kept going on for over 4 years. I mean, 4 years of the same old crap, different day, you know?
Yep. Wow.
And it's like, when does enough become enough for the American people?
Yeah.
And how many more times?
Again, when they don't know, when we don't know what we don't know, but you know, it's folks like you that have been getting out there and reporting the truth of what's been going on.
Well, here's a good example while I'm getting to that video. Here's a human trafficker down there. And we got him right on camera. He was actually in the process of loading people up. Right when we pulled up, you can see them getting off. But right here, I think this is it. There we go. I need you to send this footage to me, please.
Drive slower, drive slower.
You see them getting in? By the way, sir, in the back of the truck. Just to let you know,
wow.
What you're doing is illegal. It's considered human trafficking. And now he's telling them to get out of the truck. Now we'll see you are prosecuted and going away to federal prison. Your days are numbered, son. Promise you.
Wow.
But anyways, that's just one of the human traffickers we caught. And this seemed to have been ongoing constantly, Julie, that we come across this. And we had lookout points. We had everything in the world where we could spot these guys pulling the crap that they were doing.
So the traffickers, are they cartel themselves, and are they getting paid as well?
These guys are the humanitarian, so-called humanitarian aids, so-called, that aid the cartel. Down here on the border, along the border wall there that you see right there, there's big gaps in the wall where all these guys came in, that the Biden administration ordered for the wall to be removed in those sections. This is where they came right in. Sorry about that. So what would end up happening is, when they come, these humanitarian aids, a lot of times they would hike a half mile in over to the mountainside over there on the Mexico side
Mhm.
and drop off food shipments, water for the cartel, the whole 9 yards. They'd actually drop food and water to them. And we brought this up down there on the border many times to Border Patrol. Why are these guys being allowed to do this?
Right.
You know, and that was kind of the $1 million question that we
Wow.
wanted answers to.
Mhm.
Because if it was you or I trying to cross over into Mexico like that,
Yeah.
first of all, I guarantee you, they'd probably lock us up for
Mhm.
starters.
Mhm.
This one here is This is Jim Chilton. I keep telling you guys about the Chilton Ranch. Oh, glad I didn't play that. That, that has music behind it. And Facebook would say copyright infringement. Sorry about that. I know Facebook too well.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can get back over to that. I'll be on it. What I do, get out of there. Anyways, I'll tell you what. I'll do a special episode tomorrow, and I'll bring that up, Julie.
Okay,
Have
good.
that footage where we're talking at the Capitol. That way we can play it for the people for tomorrow's episode.
I think that's a
But
great
yeah,
idea. Yeah.
but this has been an ongoing crisis that we got on our borders. And again, these people like Hakeem Jeffries and all these other people in the Democrat Party, they were quite aware of the human trafficking, the drug trafficking coming through our borders, and they
Mhm.
supported nothing but to keep those borders open. And they have
Yep.
fought Donald Trump every step of the way to keep those borders open.
Yep.
And you know what? As far as I'm concerned, those guys should be held for treason as well because they were allowing a foreign invasion on American soil. And that's what it comes
Absolutely.
down to. That's a
Yes.
foreign
Yes.
invasion.
Yes.
And if you guys seen some of my videos, we've shared videos after videos where it was nothing but all men.
Yep. And they were military aged men as well. That's
Yeah.
the other part that I saw.
And
And yeah.
yeah. And when you're allowing a foreign invasion on America, that's treason.
Yeah.
Because you're aiding and abetting the enemy to come through to harm America.
Right. And
And
what people don't comprehend is an invasion of America doesn't look like what it did. Well, let's just say there didn't come all at once. It has been ongoing and behind the scenes, but the infiltration is no less infiltrated. We've been taken over in so many different realms. These people have been coming in for over 4 years. And now we're hearing that they're still coming over in places that are deemed, you know, protected. No, this has got to stop. So I'm so proud of what you've been doing, Jonathan, and thankful that at least you're out there doing it and bringing it to people's attention. And it was you that I was following too before I myself went on the Take Our Border Back convoy and got to witness it myself.
Well, Julie, here's the thing. Just like that human trafficker guy, that so-called humanitarian aid.
Mhm.
I showed that to Border Patrol. Um, they could have arrested him
Mhm.
because every day there's people down there being arrested for loading illegals. But the
Yeah.
humanitarian aids, I think we're told, were off limits for them arresting them. They're allowed to pretty much get away with murder and do whatever in the hell they wanted to do.
That's
Because
crazy.
that guy right there, to my knowledge, has never seen a day one in jail, and he was constantly down there picking up illegals, transporting them. Sometimes they'd even transport them over to Arivaca to the No More Death Camp.
Wow.
This is and why these guys would get away with that. Um, if it was me or you down there picking them up and taking them over, and they
Mhm.
stopped us, I guarantee you we'd be sitting in federal prison.
Yep.
Um,
Wow. Wow. What a
but these
mess.
Democrats, but if you're a Democrat, You got away with doing whatever in the hell you wanted. And that guy, by the way, he was a Democrat. He goes because he asked me once. He goes, how could you possibly be a Republican? And I said, excuse me.
What?
He goes, how could you be a Republican? I said, how can you be a Democrat?
Yeah.
I said, you guys are the ones killing America. You're allowing this crap to come through the borders because you're assisting it.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yep.
So, but again, we need to just keep putting pressure on the Democrats. I pray to God that the rest of the Epstein file is released
Yep.
because I think we're going to see a lot of other shit coming out.
Oh, yes. And I think we're going to see a lot of ties not only to people, but to organizations that we've trusted, organizations that we've given money to. Yeah, it's not just our taxpayer monies that have been going to all of this nefarious crap, but it's our donations of charity and humanitarian efforts we thought we were doing. It's going to get ugly, and a lot is going to be revealed, and I'm ready for it. We're way overdue. And so I'm just thrilled to be here to help share with the people and show the people what's been going on underneath our feet and behind closed doors. And it's time to bring out and open the doors and let the skeletons come out and know that we have to deal with it, or we're not going to be able to move forward as a country if we don't.
That's right. Any of you guys ever want to call into the studio? You got a comment you'd like to make or questions you want to ask? Feel free to call in anytime. Evidently, I don't have a number scrolling across there. But you can reach me at the studio. Call on in 928 385 4738. We'd love to hear your comments. If you got some news that we're not getting out there, give us a call. We'd love to share your stories as well. Or you can reach out to me through Your News Arizona at gmail.com. And check out our website, also yournewsarizona.com. Click the contact link, and you can send us whatever you want to send us through that as well. And we'd love to hear from you guys. Get your voices out there as well. What you're seeing and what you think as well. I think we all should be involved in this, trying to help make this country a better place for us, for our children, and our grandchildren.
Absolutely. Yep.
Again, this should be all about God, family, and country for each and every one of us.
Absolutely, so, it is for me and you.
And this is why we always ask you guys just to like and share our videos, get them out there, get the truth out to America. For tomorrow, we will share my meeting in Boise at the Capitol.
Great.
For those of you guys that have never seen that, and this is where I was called in to give my border update, and so we'll go ahead and broadcast that for you guys tomorrow. And,
super.
But again, we do have a still major crisis going on our southern borders, and it needs to be addressed. There's so much that they're doing right now, but there's so much more that needs to be done.
Right. It's much better. Don't get me wrong. It's way better. However, it's still happening. We're not at 100% cleaned out, so yeah.
And I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts about the bounty hunters as well, that they're recruiting bounty hunters to go after these illegals right now.
I think it's brilliant.
I mean, I do too. I think bounty hunters, contractors, people that can help ICE, because right now, with all these judges that keep going against Trump saying, get the military out of our cities and all this crap, you'd think these judges were our president. The way they're acting.
Well, exactly. And I can't comprehend how in the hell they're being allowed to have any sort of voice for people to listen to. Excuse me, executive branch is not the same as the judicial branch. The judicial branch has its place to be, and where it's trying to go is not its place. So you judges just need to sit down, simmer down, shut the hell up and let the executive branch do its work.
Yep. Yeah, definitely they need to quit being a part of the problem and
Yes.
start being part of the resolution.
But at the
And
same time, in being part of the problem, though, I will say this: it makes it a lot easier for us to see where the corruption is when they're pulling shit like this. So, you know.
well,
Anyway,
and I'm glad that all this is being exposed.
I am
Again,
too.
I truly have come to terms that I believe this has been part of Donald Trump's plan is to let them all expose themselves and to
Hmm.
sit there and put a lot of pressure on Trump, bashing him. And as Donald Trump is probably sitting behind the scenes with a big grin on his face, guess what? You got a lot of shit coming your way, and you
Oh
just
yeah.
don't even see it coming yet.
Yep.
Because
Yep.
I believe that Democrats truly believe that Donald Trump was hiding this from the American people. And finally, Trump just said, okay, fine. You
Fine.
know what? You made enough noise.
Right.
Show it all to the American people.
Right. 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 And guess what, guys? Y'all are going to get Mo.
Yeah. Well, and that's the $1 million question, though, Julie. And this is something that we've been hearing for years. These people are going away.
Hmm.
Are they going to do something about it? That's my question to the American people and to the
Hmm.
government. You
Hmm.
guys know the corruption, like Jeffries. You guys got to
Right.
see that today. I'm sure you guys have seen a lot of stuff all over Fox News and the different media outlets on this.
Hmm.
Um, but this is all coming out. Why if Mr. Jeffries was such an innocent part of this,
Hmm.
why is he sitting there taking thousands and thousands of dollars in funds from Jeffrey Epstein when Jeffrey
Exactly.
Epstein was charged? And keep in
Hmm.
mind, this was after the fact. After he was charged, this
After.
man sitting there having conference calls with them and different things and taking
Yep.
money and
Getting
whatever else.
dating advice. Yep.
Um,
Uh-huh.
or how about maybe he was taking bribes? Maybe.
Yep.
um,
Yep.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff I think that's going to
No.
come out on this.
Yep. Yep.
And,
Yep.
and
I think it's all going to be revealed.
but
And
again, Julie, are they going to do? Are they actually going to hang them this time? Because they've
well,
had enough. They've had enough on the election frauds. They've had enough on all the other crap. Um, they've
well,
exposed so much of this over the 4 years of the Biden administration. Even they exposed it, and none of these people were touched. It's like they're above the law.
I think we're getting ready to roll into the justice time because, and the reason I say that is I know for myself, and I'm just speaking for myself, and guys, everything that we're talking about is just our opinion, my opinion, what I've put together in my little pea brain. There's we have I didn't know all of this stuff was going on. I didn't know about children being trafficked. I didn't know about what Planned Parenthood really was, that it's an arm of a satanic religion that sacrifices children. I didn't know that. I got educated. And and I think we, the people, are getting educated. It's being shown to us what's been going on. We've been distracted by everything.
Right.
Everything has kept us distracted. And one of the big things that's kept us distracted is having to make a living. How many people do you know that their families have had to do 2, 3, 4 jobs, whatever, and so they don't have the family unit, and so we have been debt slaves for so long that we haven't even been able to pick our heads up to investigate to see what nefarious things have been happening around us and in our communities. But
Right.
one big, huge gift that COVID gave us was the opportunity to pull back and deep dive. Hi, everybody, and research and see what was happening in the world. And that's what happened for me when we were shut down. That's when I really started looking at everything, and this is when, man, things just really started happening. So I believe it's taken a long time, but people are coming to the comprehension that it's a crazy, crazy lie that we've all been living for so
Right,
long.
right.
And so I think that people are finally starting to get to the point where no, we're going to be calling for justice. And then this also brings up the whole new element of what laws have been broken and what set of laws and legality are we discussing? Because when you start
Right.
talking about treason, then we're under a whole new different set of rules and laws, and it's called the UCMJ, or Uniform Code of Military Justice. So the UCMJ, their rules and regulations run there is almost opposite of what happens within a civilian uh, court. And
So we keep
basically,
talking, keep
yeah,
talking. I think I got UPS dropping out the rest of my studio lighting,
okay,
and
good,
I got to
yay.
run out here and grab it real quick. My
Okay,
apologies.
that's all right. So guys, so something we want to get everybody on the same page with is that what we've been under currently is something called maritime law. And maritime law has allowed the yuckiness of contract law that we wind up getting sucked into verbally by saying, yes, I understand. Anytime you say, yes, I understand, to whenever a policeman has pulled you over, you have now gone into a verbal contract with them and you are agreeing to whatever laws and regulations that they want to install on you. Know that maritime law is set up primarily for financial means. And so they have
Right.
been taking the financial means from we the people in the form of taxation and fines. Every time you go and you get a speeding ticket, you get any type of traffic ticket, you know, so that's a big old mess in and of itself. Military law is different. Military law says that, hey, we know that this thing took place, that this illegal activity took place. We're going to investigate it. So they go and they investigate it. And then at the end, when they find the person guilty, is when they'll bring the person in, and all that they're going to get is their their what's it called, when they're told they have to go to prison, their sentencing. Okay,
Yeah.
so that's why I say military law is different. It's almost opposite. It's not you're innocent until proven guilty. We're going to go find all of the guilt on everybody first and then bring them in and say, here's your sentencing.
Well,
So,
Julia, I hope to hell they do try them under military law, especially
mhm,
these corrupt Democrat senators and
yep,
congressmen. Because like I said, what they have done, they have allowed a foreign invasion on American soil,
yep,
working directly with the Biden administration.
mhm,
Not to mention half of the orders they were doing, they were using the auto pin sign
yeah,
behind Biden's back because Biden was, you know, too incapable of handling being a president as he's sitting there in La La Land on the beach sipping martinis, because
hmm,
his mind was gone.
right,
By the
right.
way, our streaming host apologized. It was part of the app problem. That's how it got fixed. So
Oh,
my
well,
apologies
good.
to the
Okay,
audience.
good.
But either way, but at least they got it fixed. They've got it to where we can start actually enlarging the screen even bigger on certain things when we're showing things that are hard to read.
Nice.
So
Okay,
they just did an update on our hosting app, which is great.
excellent. Okay,
So
great. Well, we'll be
um,
able to be in full form tomorrow then.
yep, and my lighting just came in. Woohoo! So
Yay!
I'll be able to have some proper studio lighting going on. That's going to
Good.
help a lot. Um,
Yep. Awesome.
but anyways, guys, we've got a special show tomorrow. We'll go ahead and show that. Where I was at the Capitol in Boise,
Hmm.
giving a speech on the borders, and maybe we'll show you guys some extra footage of some of the crap we've dealt with down on the borders, and
That'll be good.
just love for you guys to get it out to the American people as well. Um,
Yep.
we're always about getting the truth out to America, showing you guys what's really happening in real time and I can't
That's
express
right.
that enough. It's real time. It's a live feed, guys.
Mhm.
So we're going to do it again here in a couple of weeks down there as well, and it will be live streamed for you guys.
Yep.
And just get that shared out there for us as well, because we want the American people just getting it out there to all sides, to Republicans, Democrats. Let people see the truth of what's really happening on our borders.
Right. Exactly. Because this affects all of us. This affects all of we, the people. It's not one side or the other. This is all of us. So
Amen.
let's all get together.
And I'm trying to. It looks like we've already been on for our hour.
Our
and
hour. We're
7
good.
minutes. Woohoo!
Goes by fast.
Anyways, guys, just God bless all you guys out there. Be safe. If you're going to a lot of these different rallies and protests they're doing out there, especially if you're wearing your Trump hats. I wear my Trump stuff and fly the Trump flags and everything. But just watch your back, because right
Yeah.
now we're hearing a lot of the people that are going out there wearing Trump hats or carrying flags, like Mike Grant last night. He took his Trump flag down there to that, which he offered to give it to one of the gals to fly, and she goes, "Hell no!" But either way,
Head
you
on a
guys just gotta
swivel
watch.
right now.
Yeah, just watch your backs at these different
Mhm.
events that you're going to, because they are
Yep.
attacking a lot of us as well.
Yeah.
So I recommend go at least with 2, 3 people.
Mhm.
Have a small group around you to kind of watch each other's six at all times.
Yep.
So that's pretty important. Don't want to see any of you patriots out there getting hurt as well.
Right.
So, all right, Julie. Well, we're going to go ahead and end this broadcast today.
All
God
right.
bless all you, and we'll be back 10 a.m. Mountain Time, 9 Pacific. And hope you guys will tune in tomorrow, and we'll have a good broadcast. Sorry about that. We'll have a good broadcast on the border crisis, and also the state capitol in Boise.
Awesome.
So love to have you guys tune in. So till then, guys, God bless, and we'll see you then.
Have a good one. Take care. Bye bye.